The world held its breath as the first shots of the Galactic War lit up the sky. Earth's hidden ships, awakened from their long slumber, clashed with the Galactic Council's fleet. The battle was fierce, but to everyone's surprise, humanity held its own. Colonel Jack Harper watched the space battle from a newly activated command center deep within Cheyenne Mountain. Beside him stood a figure that, just hours ago, had been frozen in time, the sleeping warrior. She called herself Aurora, and her eyes held the wisdom of centuries. "We've only scratched the surface of our defenses," she said, her voice steady. "It's time to unveil our true strength." Across the globe, more of Earth's hidden arsenal came to life. In the Sahara Desert, miles of sand shifted to reveal a massive energy cannon. Its first shot tore through 3 enemy ships, leaving the alien fleet in disarray. Under the ice of Antarctica, a network of advanced satellites launched into orbit. They formed an energy shield around Earth, deflecting the Council's most powerful weapons. But the most astounding revelation came from the depths of the Mariana Trench. A city-sized underwater facility, hidden for millennia, began to rise. As it broke the surface, the world watched in awe. It wasn't just a base, it was a spaceship. Dr. Sarah Chen, now working directly with world leaders, decoded the ancient files about this marvel. "It's called the Ark," she explained, her voice filled with excitement. "It's not just a weapon, it's a seed chip. It contains the sum of human knowledge and the means to rebuild our civilization on distant worlds." The Ark's emergence shifted the tide of the battle. Its advanced weaponry and impenetrable shields turned the tables on the Galactic Council's fleet. For the first time since the conflict began, hope blossomed in the hearts of humans everywhere. But Earth's hidden arsenal wasn't just about big weapons and spaceships. In labs and research centers around the world, scientists unlocked the secrets of long-dormant technologies. In Tokyo, a team led by Dr. Hideo Tanaka activated a device that could manipulate gravity itself. "With this," he said, his eyes shining, "we can create wormholes. We can outmaneuver the enemy across vast distances of space." Meanwhile, in a hidden facility beneath the Amazon rainforest, Dr. Maria Gomes made a breakthrough in biotechnology. "These nanobots," she explained to a stunned audience, "can enhance human abilities beyond our wildest dreams. Strength, speed, healing. We're on the brink of a new stage of human evolution." As humanity's hidden arsenal was revealed, the Galactic Council's commander, Zix, watched with growing concern. What it had dismissed as a primitive species was proving to be a formidable foe. Back in Washington, President Rodriguez met with Aurora and the world's top military leaders. The room was tense with anticipation. "We've survived their initial assault," the president said, "but this is just the beginning. Aurora, what can you tell us about our enemy?" Aurora's eyes seemed to glow as she spoke. "The Galactic Council has ruled through fear for millennia. They've crushed countless civilizations, but they've never faced anything like us. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our weapons or technology. It's our spirit." As if to prove her words, reports flooded in from around the globe. Ordinary people were doing extraordinary things. A group of high school students in Kenya had developed an algorithm that could predict the Council's attack patterns. In Brazil, a farmer had stumbled upon an ancient artifact that could disrupt the enemy's communication systems. Humanity's hidden arsenal wasn't just weapons and technology. It was the indomitable human spirit, awakened and ready to fight. As the sun set on the first day of the war, Earth stood defiant. The Galactic Council had expected an easy conquest. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy unlike any they had encountered before. The message was clear. Humanity would not go quietly into the night. We had awoken, and the galaxy would never be the same. The news of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Species that had long cowered under the Galactic Council's rule watched in amazement as reports of the battle reached their worlds. Humanity, a species many had never heard of, had done the impossible. On the distant planet of Xylox, Ambassador Kree of the Andromedans watched the battle footage with wide eyes. "We must contact these humans," she declared to her council. "They could be the allies we've waited for." Similar scenes played out across thousands of worlds. The balance of power in the galaxy was shifting, and everyone knew it. Back on Earth, leaders gathered to discuss their next move. The UN hall buzzed with excitement and tension. President Rodriguez took the podium. "We've won a battle, but the war is far from over. We need to reach out to the stars and find allies." Aurora, the ancient guardian, stepped forward. "I can help with that. Our ancestors left us more than weapons. They left us star maps and information about other species." Dr. Sarah Chen worked day and night to decode this information. "It's incredible," she reported. "There are dozens of species out there who might ally with us against the Council. But not everyone was eager to trust alien life." General Ruiz voiced her concerns. "How do we know these aliens won't betray us like the Council did?" It was Colonel Harper who provided an answer. "We don't, but we can't face the entire galaxy alone. We need friends out there." As Earth debated, the galaxy was already changing. The Galactic Council, reeling from their defeat, faced internal strife for the first time in millennia. Zix, the defeated commander, stood before the Council leaders. "These humans are unlike anything we've faced. We need to change our approach." But the Council was divided. Some wanted to crush Earth immediately with their full might. Others suggested offering humanity a place in the Council, hoping to control them from within. Meanwhile, brave human ambassadors ventured into space, making first contact with various alien species. They found a galaxy both wondrous and terrifying. On the crystal worlds of the Luminarians, humans marveled at beings of pure light. Ambassador Li of China forged the first alliance, promising to share Earth's gravity technology in exchange for the Luminarians' faster-than-light communication systems. In the gas giant hives of the Swarm Collective, Dr. Gomes' enhanced soldiers proved their worth, impressing the insectoid aliens with their adaptability. A treaty was signed, exchanging biotech knowledge. But not all encounters were friendly. The warlike Cracks saw humans as a threat and launched a preemptive strike on a human diplomatic ship. The ensuing battle proved that humanity's new strength was no fluke. News of the Cracks' defeat spread quickly. Suddenly, more species were eager to ally with Earth. The planet became a hub of galactic diplomacy almost overnight. Aurora watched these developments with a mixture of pride and concern. "We're changing the galaxy faster than I expected," she confided to Colonel Harper. "But change brings danger as well as opportunity." Her words proved prophetic. As Earth's influence grew, the Galactic Council finally made its decision. They couldn't allow this upstart species to upset thousands of years of order. In a bold move, the Council reached out to Earth's new allies, offering them power and riches if they would betray the humans. Some refused outright, but others hesitated, tempted by the Council's promises. As these galactic politics played out, Earth continued to prepare. The Ark was retrofitted into a mobile embassy, capable of representing humanity across the stars. Dr. Tanaka's gravity devices were installed on ships, giving Earth's growing fleet unparalleled mobility. President Rodriguez addressed the world again, her face resolute. "We've entered a new age. Earth is no longer alone, for better or worse. But remember this, no matter what allies or enemies we find out there, we are humanity. Our strength comes from our unity, our adaptability, and our unyielding spirit." As her words echoed across Earth and beyond, the stage was set for the next phase of the conflict. Humanity had found its place among the stars, but keeping it would prove to be their greatest challenge yet. As dawn broke over a changed world, humanity faced its greatest challenge. The Galactic Council's threat hung over Earth like a dark cloud. But as fear spread, so did determination. In Washington, D.C., President Rodriguez paced in the Situation Room. Military leaders and scientists crowded around her, their faces grim. "What are our options?" she asked. General Maria Ruiz stepped forward. Madam President, we've confirmed activity in several dormant facilities around the globe. It seems our ancestors left us more than just a warning. On screens around the room, satellite images showed huge doors opening in mountains, deserts, and ocean floors. Strange vehicles and machines emerge, designs unlike anything seen before. Meanwhile, in her observatory, Dr. Sarah Chen worked tirelessly. She had become the unexpected link between Earth's awakening defenses and the world's leaders. "It's incredible," she muttered, eyes wide as she read the data streaming across her screen. "These systems, they're far beyond our current technology. How long have they been here?" Suddenly, her computer beeped. A new message appeared. "Guardians activated. Seek the sleeping warrior." Sarah's brow furrowed. Sleeping warrior. What does that mean? Across the world, similar scenes unfolded. In the Siberian tundra, Russian scientists watched in awe as a massive hangar rose from the permafrost. In the Amazon rainforest, Brazilian troops secured a newly revealed launch site. And deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Japanese submarines circled a strange, glowing structure that had appeared on the seafloor. But as humanity's hidden arsenal awakened, so did its ancient guardians. In a secret facility beneath Cheyenne Mountain, Colonel Jack Harper stood before a frosted cryopod. The ice was melting, revealing a human figure inside. "Sir," a technician called out, "vital signs are stabilizing. Whoever this is, they're waking up." Jack nodded, his heart racing. "This must be the sleeping warrior. Get a medical team down here now." As the world's militaries mobilized, civilians weren't idle. People everywhere felt a call to action. In garages and workshops, inventors tinkered with strange new ideas that seemed to pop into their heads. In universities, students and professors alike made breakthrough after breakthrough in physics, biology, and engineering. It was as if the entire human race was remembering something long forgotten. But the Galactic Council wasn't going to wait. As the 24-hour deadline approached, their ships appeared in Earth's orbit. Massive and menacing, they cast shadows over major cities. In New York, London, Beijing, and 100 other places, people looked up in terror. The alien ships were like nothing they'd ever seen, defying known laws of physics. Yet, as panic threatened to overwhelm humanity, a new sound filled the air. From hidden bases around the world, Earth's own ships rose to meet the invaders. They were sleek, powerful, and piloted by AI systems far beyond anything publicly known. In orbit, the two forces faced each other. The Galactic Council's commander, a being of swirling energy named Zix, appeared on screens worldwide. "Humans," it said, its voice oddly melodious, "you surprise us. But do not think these toys will save you. Surrender now or face extinction." President Rodriguez stood tall as she delivered humanity's response. Her words echoed in every home, every shelter, every hidden base across the planet. "We will not surrender," she declared, her voice firm. "We are humanity. We have faced extinction before and survived. We have warred among ourselves and found peace. And now, united as never before, we stand ready to take our place among the stars." As cheers erupted around the world, the first shots of the Galactic War were fired. Humanity had awakened, and the universe would never be the same. The galaxy held its breath. Humanity's victory over the Galactic Council seemed complete, but a shadow loomed on the horizon. The Council's defeat had created a power vacuum, and ancient forces, long dormant, began to stir. On Earth, celebrations were cut short by an urgent message from Aurora. "We've decrypted the final part of the Council's archive," she announced, her face grim. "There's something far worse than the Council out there." The leaders of Earth and its alien allies gathered on the Ark. Holographic displays showed a terrifying truth. A race of energy beings called the Void Walkers, who had been sealed away eons ago by the early Galactic Council. "The Council's defeat has weakened the seals," Aurora explained. "The Void Walkers are awakening, and they hunger for the energy of entire galaxies." Colonel Harper's jaw tightened. "So we traded one enemy for another." President Rodriguez stood tall. No, we've gained allies and knowledge. We'll face this threat together. As if on cue, space itself seemed to tear open. Massive, shadowy tendrils reached out from the rifts, grasping at nearby stars. The Void Walkers had arrived. Earth's fleet, along with ships from 100 alien races, moved to intercept, but their weapons passed harmlessly through the energy beings. Dr. Sarah Chen worked frantically with a team of alien scientists. "We need to fight energy with energy," she said. "If we can modify Dr. Tanaka's gravity devices." Meanwhile, on the front lines, bio-enhanced soldiers led by Dr. Gomes attempted to seal the rifts. They fought bravely, but the Void Walkers were overwhelming. Just when all seemed lost, an unexpected ally appeared. Zix, the former Council commander, arrived with the remnants of the Council fleet. "We were wrong about humanity," Zix announced. "Let us fight together, or we all perish." With this united front, the tide began to turn. Chen's modified gravity devices created artificial singularities, trapping the Void Walkers. Gomes's team, using technology from a dozen worlds, managed to close some of the rifts. The Ark, piloted by Harper and Aurora, plunged into the largest rift. Their mission: to seal it from within, even if it meant no return. As they navigated the chaos between dimensions, Aurora made a startling realization. The Void Walkers, they're not evil. They're scared and hungry. They need a home. Harper nodded, understanding. "Then let's give them one." Using the Ark's immense power, they created a pocket dimension, a new home for the Void Walkers. As the energy beings were drawn into this new realm, the rifts began to close. Back in normal space, the united fleets cheered as the Void Walkers disappeared. But their joy was short-lived as they realized the Ark was nowhere to be seen. Months passed. The galaxy began to rebuild. Earth, once an isolated world, now stood at the center of a new galactic alliance. Species that had been enemies for millennia now worked together, inspired by humanity's example. Then, on a quiet day, a familiar signal beamed across space. The Ark had returned, with Harper and Aurora safe inside. They brought with them knowledge from beyond the rifts and a peace treaty with the Void Walkers. In a grand ceremony on Earth, representatives from across the galaxy gathered. President Rodriguez, now speaking for more than just humanity, addressed the assembly. "Today, we forge a new path. Not a council that rules through fear, but an alliance that governs through cooperation. We've faced extinction and emerged stronger. We've turned ancient enemies into friends, and we've learned that even the most alien of beings can find common ground." As cheers erupted, Aurora smiled. "Humanity has come so far," she said to Harper. "From a sleeping giant to the heart of a galactic alliance." Harper nodded, looking out at the stars. "We've only just begun. The galaxy is vast, and now it's our home too." As night fell on Earth, people looked up at the sky with new eyes. The stars were no longer distant lights, but beacons of adventure and hope. Humanity had awoken, faced its trials, and found its place among the cosmos. The message that had started it all, "Run," now held a new meaning. It was a call not to flee, but to run towards the future, towards the endless possibilities that awaited in the stars. And humanity, along with its new allies, was more than ready for the journey ahead. The skies above Earth crackled with energy as the Galactic Council launched its first major assault. Thousands of alien ships descended, their weapons primed. But humanity was ready. Colonel Jack Harper stood at the command center, his face lit by the glow of holographic displays. "All units, engage as planned. Show them what Earth can do." Around the world, humanity's defenses sprang into action. The Sahara cannon fired a barrage of energy blasts, cutting swaths through the alien fleet. In orbit, Earth's newly awakened ships danced between enemy fire, their AI pilots performing maneuvers that would have been impossible for humans. Dr. Sarah Chen worked frantically at her console, coordinating Earth's global defense network. "The Antarctic shield is holding," she reported, "but they're concentrating their fire on the North American sector." President Rodriguez's voice came through the speakers, calm and determined. "Activate the Yellowstone Array." Deep beneath Yellowstone National Park, a massive geothermal power plant hummed to life. It channeled the Earth's own energy into a weapon of unprecedented power. A beam of searing light shot into the sky, vaporizing a cluster of alien ships. The Galactic Council's forces faltered, clearly surprised by Earth's strength. But they quickly regrouped, adopting new tactics. "They're targeting our population centers," Aurora warned, her ancient eyes scanning the tactical displays. In cities around the world, people huddled in shelters as alien ships loomed overhead. But humanity had one more surprise in store. In every major city, hidden defense systems activated. Skyscrapers transformed, revealing energy weapons. Streets split open, launching swarms of drone fighters. The urban battlefields came alive, meeting the alien threat head-on. In New York, the Statue of Liberty's torch blazed with newfound power, shooting down enemy ships. In Tokyo, a giant mech suit, long hidden beneath the city, rose to battle the invaders. And in Rio de Janeiro, the Christ the Redeemer statue generated a protective shield over the city. The aliens found themselves fighting not just an army, but an entire planet that had turned itself into a fortress. Zix, the Galactic Council commander, watched in disbelief as its forces were repelled again and again. "Impossible," it muttered. "No species has ever resisted us like this." But the battle was far from over. The Council ships regrouped and launched a devastating attack on Earth's orbiting defenses. The space battle intensified, with losses on both sides. Back on Earth, Dr. Hideo Tanaka's gravity manipulation device faced its first real test. As a massive alien ship approached Japan, Tanaka activated the device. The enemy vessel suddenly found itself pulled into a localized gravity well, its systems failing as it was crushed by immense forces. In the Amazon, Dr. Maria Gomes led a team of bio-enhanced soldiers into battle. Moving with superhuman speed and strength, they boarded a downed alien ship, fighting their way to its core to steal vital intelligence. As the confrontation reached its peak, humanity unveiled its greatest weapon yet. The Ark, the ancient city ship raised from the ocean, took to the skies. Its size dwarfed even the largest council ships, and its technology was beyond anything the aliens had encountered. Colonel Harper's voice rang out across all channels. "This is humanity's message to the Galactic Council. We will not surrender. We will not be conquered. This is our home, and we will defend it." The Ark unleashed its full power, its weapons tearing through the alien fleet. The Council forces, for the first time in their long history of conquest, began to retreat. As the enemy ships fled Earth's orbit, cheers erupted around the world. Humanity had faced its first true extraterrestrial threat and emerged victorious. But Aurora's voice cut through the celebrations. "This is only the beginning," she warned. "The Council will return, and next time, they'll be prepared for us." President Rodriguez nodded grimly. "Then we'll be ready for them. The human race has awakened, and we won't sleep again until our place in the galaxy is secure." As the dust settled on Earth's first galactic battle, one thing was clear: the age of humanity's isolation was over. Our future now lay among the stars, whether the Galactic Council liked it or not. The time for defense was over. Humanity, once content to protect its home, now looked to the stars with a mix of determination and hope. The counter-offensive against the Galactic Council had begun. Earth's fleet, a mix of awakened ancient ships and newly built vessels, assembled in orbit. At its center floated the Ark, now transformed into humanity's mobile command center. Colonel Jack Harper stood on its bridge, surveying the armada. "All ships report ready, sir," his AI assistant announced. Jack nodded, his face grim. "Send the signal. Operation Starburst is go." Across the fleet, engines flared to life. Thanks to Dr. Tanaka's gravity manipulation devices, the ships could create their own wormholes. In a flash of light, Earth's fleet vanished, reappearing at key points across the galaxy. The Galactic Council, still reeling from their defeat at Earth, was caught off guard. Human ships appeared in dozens of star systems simultaneously, targeting Council strongholds and freeing oppressed worlds. On the jungle world of Xylox, Dr. Maria Gomes led a team of bio-enhanced soldiers. They moved through the dense foliage with incredible speed, disabling the Council's massive harvesting machines that had enslaved the native population for centuries. "We're not here to conquer," Maria told the awestruck Xyloxians. "We're here to free you." News of humanity's actions spread rapidly. Planets that had suffered under the Council's rule for millennia suddenly found hope. Rebellions erupted across the galaxy, inspired by Earth's example. But the Council wasn't defeated yet. They still commanded vast resources and countless slave armies. The fighting was fierce and spread across multiple fronts. In the asteroid fields of the Kuiper Belt, Earth's ships clashed with the Council's planet-killer weapons. The battle was a dance of destruction, with rocks the size of mountains used as both shields and projectiles. Dr. Sarah Chen, monitoring the conflict from Earth, made a startling discovery. The Council's using a quantum network to coordinate their forces. She reported to President Rodriguez, "If we can disrupt it, we could cripple their entire war effort." The president didn't hesitate. "Do it." Sarah's team worked tirelessly, using Earth's newfound allies' technology to craft a quantum virus. When unleashed, it spread through the Council's network at impossible speeds, throwing their forces into chaos. Meanwhile, Aurora led a daring mission deep into Council space. Her target, the Council's Central Archive, said to contain the collective knowledge of 1,000,000 years. "Knowledge is power," she told her team as they infiltrated the heavily guarded facility. "With this, we can undo centuries of the Council's lies." As Aurora's team downloaded the archive, human ships engaged the Council's main fleet. The battle was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human ingenuity and adaptability clashed with the Council's ancient, overwhelming power. Colonel Harper's voice crackled over the comms. "Remember what we're fighting for. Not just Earth, but freedom for every species in the galaxy." His words galvanized the human forces. Ships performed impossible maneuvers, soldiers fought with unmatched bravery, and slowly but surely, the Council's fleet began to crumble. In a desperate move, the Council unleashed a superweapon, a star-killing device that threatened to destabilize an entire solar system. But they had underestimated human resourcefulness once again. The Ark, piloted by Harper himself, plunged into the heart of the destabilizing star. Using a combination of Tanaka's gravity tech and the Luminarian's energy manipulation, they stabilized the star's core, saving billions of lives and turning certain defeat into victory. As the battle ended, the galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Council, which had ruled for so long, was in retreat. Humanity and its allies stood triumphant, but the cost had been high. President Rodriguez addressed not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. "Today, we have won more than a battle. We have won the right for every species to choose its own destiny. But our work is not done. The galaxy needs healing, and Earth stands ready to help." As cheers erupted across countless worlds, the truth became clear. Humanity had not just survived its trial by fire. It had emerged as a beacon of hope for an entire galaxy. The age of the Galactic Council was ending, and a new era of freedom and cooperation was dawning. But in the shadows of defeated Council ships, a new threat was stirring. The final battle for the galaxy's future was yet to come. Earth slept peacefully, unaware of the storm brewing in the stars. For thousands of years, humanity had dreamed of reaching out to the cosmos, imagining friendly aliens and grand adventures. But the truth was far more dangerous. In the depths of space, a powerful group called the Galactic Council watched Earth with growing interest. They were not the friendly visitors humans had hoped for. Instead, they saw Earth as a threat to their control over the galaxy. On a warm summer night, Dr. Sarah Chen sat in her small observatory, staring at the stars. She had no idea that her life, and the fate of all humanity, was about to change forever. A strange signal caught her attention. At first, she thought it was just noise, but as she listened closely, a pattern emerged. It wasn't random. It was a message. "This can't be right," Sarah muttered, her heart racing. She double-checked her equipment, but the signal remained clear. It was coming from deep space, and it was aimed directly at Earth. As Sarah worked to decode the message, strange things began happening around the world. In New York, all the screens in Times Square suddenly went blank. In Tokyo, the city's advanced traffic system crashed, causing massive jams. And in Moscow, the power grid flickered ominously. World leaders scrambled to understand what was happening. They called emergency meetings, but no one had answers. It seemed like the whole planet was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, in hidden bunkers and forgotten caves, ancient machines began to hum. These were humanity's silent guardians, placed there long ago by our ancestors. They had waited, dormant, for this very moment. In Area 51, a facility long rumored to house alien secrets, alarms blared. Colonel Jack Harper raced through the corridors, his face pale with shock. He burst into a room filled with old computers and strange devices. "Sir," a young technician called out, "you need to see this." On a dusty screen, green text appeared, 3TGTTTED, Awakening Protocol INITA HEED. Jack's mind raced. He had been briefed about this possibility when he took command, but he never truly believed it. "Get me the president," he barked. Now, as the world's technology continued to malfunction, Sarah finally cracked the alien code. The message was short but terrifying. "Surrender or be destroyed. You have 24 hours." In capitals around the globe, leaders received urgent calls. The truth could no longer be hidden. Humanity was not alone in the universe, and we were facing a threat beyond imagination. President Elena Rodriguez stood in the Oval Office, her face grim as she addressed the nation. "My fellow Americans and citizens of the world," she began, her voice steady despite the fear in her eyes. "Today, we face the greatest challenge in human history." As she spoke, people around the world huddled around screens, their faces a mix of fear and disbelief. In London, a father held his daughter close. In Rio de Janeiro, strangers in a bar clasped hands. In Delhi, a group of students stood silent, tears streaming down their faces. But even as fear gripped the planet, something else was stirring. In the hearts of people everywhere, a spark of defiance began to grow. Humans had faced threats before. We had survived ice ages, plagues, and our own destructive nature. We would face this new challenge as we always had, together. In her observatory, Sarah's computer beeped. A new message appeared, but this one wasn't from the aliens. It came from deep within the Earth itself. As she read it, her eyes widened. "We are not defenseless," the message read. "The sleepers have awakened. Humanity, prepare for war." As night fell across the planet, the stars seemed to shine brighter than ever before. In cities and villages, in deserts and jungles, people looked up at the sky. For the first time, they truly understood their place in the cosmos. The Galactic Council had threatened humanity, thinking us weak and unprepared. They had no idea what they had awakened. As the ancient machines of Earth rumbled to life, a single word echoed across the planet. That word was run. But it wasn't humanity who needed to run. It was our enemies among the stars who would soon learn to fear the awakened giants of Earth.